Hello, welcome back to our second video in our three-part series for Intro to Policy Debate Basics, where we'll be going over what your average policy debate round will be looking like. To start off, this is the normal structure of a policy debate round, with 8 speeches in total, 4 constructive speeches, 4 rebuttal speeches, and 4 cross-examinations. This may seem confusing, but we'll break it down in later slides. But just remember that all constructive speeches are 8 minutes long, which may seem like a lot, but trust me, it goes by in a blink of an eye. Also remember, all rebuttals are 5 minutes long, and all cross-examinations are 3 minutes long. These speech times may look scary to you, but trust me, as you continue debating, it gets easier and easier. In total, your normal policy debate round will be around 1 hour and 20 minutes to 1 hour and 40 minutes long. But now you're probably wondering, what are these? Why does the affirmative start and end the debate? And why are there 2 negative speeches back to back? Well, this is because the affirmative starts and ends the debate, which leaves the negative at a disadvantage. So to fix this, the negative gets 2 speeches back to back, totaling 13 minutes long, which the affirmative will have to respond to in 5 minutes. So to cover that, the affirmative will have to respond to a 13-minute speech in 5 minutes, but they also get to start and end the debate. So being the negative both have their pros and cons. But to start off on what a constructive speech is, you may have been very confused on what that is. Remember when I said there are 4 speeches in the constructives? They are the 1AC, the 1NC, the 2AC, and the 2NC, standing for the first affirmative constructive, the first negative constructive, the second affirmative constructive, and the second negative constructive. Remember that the 1AC is the only pre-written speech in the debate. It is said by the affirmative to the negative. And remember that in between each one of these speeches, there will be a 3-minute cross-examination. But the 1AC is pre-written and will have the basis of the affirmative's plan with their plan text and all their stock issues, which we'll be going on to in a later series. Then, in the 1NC, they have to respond to all of the 1AC's arguments in 8 minutes. And remember, all these speeches are 8 minutes long. The 2AC has to respond to the 1NC speech, and it's the last chance for the AF to bring up new arguments, because you may not know this, but in the rebuttals, you are no longer allowed to bring up new arguments, and you may be penalized if you do. And that goes the same for the negative, because it is the last speech for them to bring up new arguments. And in the 2NC, you have to respond to the 2AC, but you can also split this up between the 2NC and the 1NR, because they're back to back, so you don't all have to cover it in one speech. But now is the structure of a rebuttal. In the rebuttals, you can respond to the 2AC's speech in your 1NR as long as you do not bring up any new arguments. So in most cases, teams split up what they're going to say between the 2NC and the 1NR, so that they can get the most out of their speeches. Maybe one will cover the disadvantages and counterplan, while others cover the basic stock issues. But anyways, after the 1NR, the 1AR will have to respond to 13 minutes of speeches in 5 minutes, which may seem difficult, but it gets easier, but you just can't go in depth on a lot of points. And the 2NR responds to the 1AR, and the 2AR responds to the 2NR. In all of these speeches, you're mostly putting out commentary because you've already read most of your cards, and you're just trying to tell the judges your impacts, like the world ending or something of the sort. But now, there are 4 cross-examinations in a debate, and they're all within the constructive speeches. CX, as some schools call it, stands for cross-examination. It is used to clarify and challenge the opponent's arguments, and you usually want to use it to poke holes in their arguments and make them say something wrong, which you can use in your next speech. but it's also used to give your partner more preparation. Because remember, it's 3 minutes of talking which your partner can use to write their next speech, because they're not all prepared. And cross-examination is also a one-way, meaning that only one team will ask another team questions, and that team will have to answer it and can't ask questions back. In cross-examination, the judge usually finds it the most interesting, but remember, you're also allowed to ask questions about what your opponent means by something, and the judge will not think that you're, like, stupid for asking questions for clarifying, so don't be scared to do that. But anyways, that's the end of our second video, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.